I see the flicker in a weary soul, a silent battle trying to take its toll. Lost in the shadows, searching for a sign. But even in the darkness, I know your light will shine. Oh, I see you in every trial, every tear. I see the strength that conquers every fear. You are not forgotten, you are not unknown. His love surrounds you, you are never alone. I hear the whispers of a heart in pain, praying for sunshine, standing in the rain. You feel invisible, lost within the crowd, but heaven hears your spirit crying out loud. Oh, I see you in every trial, every tear. I see the strength that conquers every fear. You are not forgotten, you are not alone. His love surrounds you, you are never alone. He sees the beauty in your broken parts, the masterpiece inside your wounded heart. Every step you've taken, He's been your guide, just open up your soul. Just throw it left to oh, I see it with every trial, every tear, every tear. I see the strength that conquers every fear. You are not forgotten, you are not alone. His love surrounds you, you are never alone. He sees you, you are seen.
Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you are joining us from. Welcome to today's live episode of the Beautiful Marriage Garden podcast. My name is Mary. Today, I'm streaming from Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. So if you are joining us for the first time today, welcome. And today is a special episode dedicated to the Mother's Day. So I hope you enjoy every bit of today's episode, and we're really looking forward to have an exciting time together with you all. If you are ready, let me see you give a thumbs up whether you are joining us on TikTok, on YouTube, or Facebook. I look forward to engaging with you, to interacting with you, and to chatting with you. Once again, my name is Mary, and I co-own host the Beautiful Marriage Garden podcast with my husband, Dr. Michael. Now, today he's away on academic assignments, and I am here alone. Such a day to host the podcast alone on the eve of Mother's Day. But it's going to be exciting, and I'm trusting that today's episode will be one episode that you will miss. Today's episode will be an episode that will give you comfort as a woman. Today's episode will be an episode that you love every bit of it. So if you are joining us for the first time, I'm very excited to having you here. I could see a couple of people on TikTok, and whether you are on Facebook or YouTube, welcome. So, before I start today's episode, I just want to give a few announcements. So, this is the Beautiful Marriage Garden podcast. The Beautiful Marriage podcast is a service, a ministry provided by Michael and Mary Agone Ministry, a ministry that I co-direct with my husband Michael. And our goal is to see believers all over the world living God glorifying lifestyle. For this Beautiful Marriage Garden podcast, our goal is to talk about relationship, marriage, and everything in between. So if today is your first time of joining us, hey, we are so excited to have you here. We believe that marriage is a divine institution. It's a covenant that is designed by God to reflect His love, to reflect His unity, and to reflect His faithfulness. Yet in our world, we are so busy doing so many things that the beauty of this covenant can sometimes be overshadowed and overpowered by challenges and misunderstanding. And this is where we come in as Beautiful Marriage Garden, that even before you enter into the marriage, while you are still in a relationship, looking forward to progress into marriage, or while you are married, whether you are single, engaged, dating, newlywed, our goal is to make sure that we help build a love relationship that blossom, a love relationship that is cultivated on love, a love relationship that is built on understanding of the word of God. So our mission is to help couples everywhere live God glorifying lifestyles, equipping you all with biblical truths for effective communication and conflict resolution. We also aim to provide spiritual support and nourishment for couples to grow in unity and purpose, and also offering practical advice, prayer, counseling service for singles preparing to be married. So if today is your first time of joining us, we're so excited to have you here to watch our previous episodes of the Beautiful Marriage Garden podcast. We will advise that you check our YouTube playlist. We have a playlist known as the Beautiful Marriage Garden, which curates all the podcast episodes we've had so far. But if you want specific thematic topics of the podcast, then I will advise that you actually go to our playlist, because we have diverse playlists for you to watch and enjoy our Beautiful Marriage Garden podcast. Today, we're talking about something which is hardly talked about. Today, we are looking at a topic um, that is hardly shared on an occasion such as Mother's Day. Because on Mother's Day, what do? We celebrate women, we celebrate mothers, we talk about them, we appreciate them, we love on them. But there's a woman who feels unseen. So today's topic, today's focus, today's special episode, if you've been following us, we've been looking at a series on navigating the challenges of singlehood. Today, we will pause that, we'll take a break to celebrate women, but we also want to talk about the woman who feels unseen. So today's podcast is dedicated to the woman who feels unseen. If you're a man online, you're a woman online, I think you should share the link to that woman, that friend in your life, somebody who needs this message, somebody who feels unseen for a very long time. And as I said, I usually co-host with Michael. Today I'm here because Michael has academic assignment that has taken him away from home. Okay, so this Mother's Day episode, welcome Parkway. See, I can see you on YouTube. Yes. This Mother's Day episode, I want you to share the link to your friends, your female friends, your mothers, your sisters, your female colleagues. I want you to invite everybody to come on board, because we are going to share our hearts to you. We're going to pour our heart to you. We are going to talk about a conversation that is not so popular, a conversation that we barely talk about. We are going to talk about you. We are going to talk about you in your home, you in the office, you at the workplace, you who think that nobody knows me at this moment. You are the focus of today's conversation. God bless you. So today we are looking at every woman carrying silent burden. There are some women who are going through a lot of issues in life. There are women who are carrying burdens that it only takes grace. It only takes the grace of God to take those burdens away from them. There are mothers who are exhausted, they are tired, they feel weary. We are going to talk about them. There are mothers who are grieving, they are sad, they have lost something very dear to their hearts. We are going to talk about them. There are also single mothers, women who maybe no by no action of theirs, no choice of theirs, have fallen victims and have to take care of children all alone. We are going to talk about them. There are also spiritual mothers, women who bear others in prayer, who carry a spiritual burden of taking care of others. They are least talked about. We'll talk about them. And to every woman who feels emotionally unseen, this conversation is for you. This conversation is curated for you. And our anchor verse for today's episode is from Genesis chapter 16, verse 13. And I want to give a background to Genesis chapter 16, verse 13. If you don't know the story of Hagar in the Old Testament, so Hagar was a servant of Abraham and Sarah. Prior to Abraham being called Abraham, he was called Abram, and his wife was called Sarai. Bible makes us understand that they married for a very long time, and for all that season, they had no seed, they had no child. And God, in his infinite wisdom, promised to give them a child. But the waiting period became extra long for them. They waited, and they were tired of waiting. So one day, Sarah came up with this great idea that, okay, I have an Egyptian servant called Hagar. She's young, she's pretty. Why don't I give her to my husband Abraham? And in those days, servants could actually give birth for their masters. So when a servant gives birth for that master, it's the master's child. So Sarai told Hagar that, Hagar, I want you to become a part of my family. Abraham accepted, then Hagar was given to Abraham. And lo and behold, the lady got pregnant. And when she got pregnant, the Bible says she was a bit she wasn't giving Sarah the grace she had given Sarah all this while. She changed her attitude. She probably demonstrated something that the woman in Sarah couldn't keep it anymore. That I gave you to my husband. Now you feel you are pregnant. I am not, and you are just not treating me as I wanted you to treat. So Sarah was very harsh to Hagar, very harsh, that Hagar ran out of the house. That is exactly what happened. The lady who was supposed to restore Sarah's home actually became the lady Sarah couldn't stand. She was so harsh to her that the pregnant woman couldn't stay any longer. She left. She left. And when she left, she ran away. But while Hagar was running away, she was moving about, thinking that nobody has seen her, that even Abraham hadn't seen her, that the way the wife was treating her, Abraham hadn't seen her. She felt betrayed, she felt left alone, she felt sad, she felt lonely. Maybe as I'm talking about these things, it is drawing your attention to seasons and moments where you felt betrayed, where you felt the people who are supposed to love you, the people who are supposed to show you love, the people who are supposed to appreciate you have left you on your own. Maybe you've gone through a season where those who promised you heaven and earth are giving you hell on a silver platter. Maybe you are going through a season that the woman in your life, it could even be your mom, your sister, your cousin, who's supposed to show you love, who's supposed to appreciate you. It's now making you feel like Hagar. You are feeling uncomfortable. You feel so much unloved. You feel that nobody is seeing you. You feel that the whole world is betraying you. You are this one person, but nobody else is giving you that treatment that you need. That was the state of Hagar. Maybe this Mother's Day, you could see flowers and roses being shared all over. You could see people giving love, bouquet, flowers, hearts, everything that is being shared. And you feel like, How is my own story different? What happened to me? What have I done wrong? You've given out your best. You've thought you are working out to save a situation. But on Mother's Day, you still feel alone. You still feel single. You still feel so unseen. You feel like there is something wrong with you. Today's podcast is dedicated to you. It's dedicated to that woman who at one time had everything and at this moment of their life has lost everything. It's dedicated to that woman who in some time ago used to be bold, confident, tenacious, willing, desirous, ever ready to move, ever ready to open barriers, but now it's shut down. Now it's like cold water has been poured upon you. It now feels like you are running a lonely race. You are fighting a battle on your own with yourself, and no one sees you. Nobody gives you applause. Nobody is giving you a shoulder to lean on. To the woman that feels unseen, to the woman that feels exhausted because even going to work feels like a chore because there is somebody there discriminating on you. There is somebody there not appreciating what you are doing. There is somebody there causing you to feel unloved, unappreciated. To that woman whose marital home has become like a bit of a difficult place because the man who confessed love to you is the same man who is portraying hatred to you. To that woman who at one point had that beautiful gift of a child. You were looking forward to that child, to that woman who had everything, was willing to work up everything, and suddenly lost everything. Today's podcast is for you. I hope that this episode will encourage you. I hope that this episode will give you strength. I hope that this episode will give you hope. And I hope that this episode will give rest to your heart. So let's go back to our story of Hagar. So Hagar was in that wilderness. She was sad. She was weary. She was concerned. Where am I? Where is Sarah who promised that I will be the one to bring comfort to her home? Today's episode is focusing on that Hagar who was in that bush, in that desert, and there was no hope for her. I'm sure at that point in time, the Bible doesn't give us the exact details of what was going on in the heart of Hagar. But I'm sure at that time, Hagar would have loved to be in Egypt, where she would have been appreciated by her family. I'm sure at that point in time, Hagar would have loved to have a friend who would have carried her, who would have held her, who would have told her that you are loved, who would have told her that you are a strong woman. I'm sure at that time, Hagar would have appreciated if somebody would have tapped her shoulder and made her realize that you are seen, that you are not in this alone, that this is not your single battle to fight, that this is not your singular fight. We are in this together. At that time, Hagar was all alone. At that time, Hagar was struggling on her own. She felt unloved, she felt unseen, she felt tired, she felt weary. But at that point, when the human systems who were supposed to encourage Hagar were nowhere to be found, at that point, the heavens heard Hagar. At that point, at that point, then I want to go back um to my verse. I want to go back to my verse. You can imagine at the point that Hagar was alone, at the point in Genesis chapter 3, which is verse 16, verse 16, which is the anchor verse I'm using. An angel of the Lord, proud to that, an angel of the Lord appeared to Hagar. You are not on your own. You are not alone. You are not alone. Imagine Hagar be feeling that I'm alone. I am the only one going through this pain. I'm the only one who has been driven out. I'm the only one who is going through this pain. I can't even stay home. I have to run away. Now, let me backtrack to Genesis chapter 16. Let me read verse 7. The angel of the Lord found Hagar near a spring in the desert. It was the spring that is beside the road to shore. Even in Hagar's lonely season, an angel, the angel of the Lord, and whenever the Bible uses the angel of the Lord, this is the angel who stands in the presence of the Lord. The angel of the Lord doesn't go to ordinary people. Whenever the angel of the Lord comes, he delivers a message from the Lord. The angel of the Lord visited Abraham. The angel of the Lord visited Gideon when he felt he was the weakest of the weakest and he couldn't do much. The angel of the Lord visited Manoah and the wife, the parents of Samson, and told them they are going to have a child. The angel of the Lord visited people in desperate situation, people who were going through pain, worries, depression, anxiety, people whose society had casted down, people who were on their own, people with all pain, all bitterness, all worries, all anxiousness, people who needed grace in their lives, people who felt they were the least of the least. Gideon told the angel of the Lord that I'm the least in my father's house, but it was the least in his father's house. In fact, his clan was even the least, but it was the least that the angel of the Lord went to. This morning, this afternoon, this evening, irrespective of wherever you are joining us from, you are that person that the angel of the Lord has been sent to deliver a message to you. Hagar was the least in the family of Abraham. Sarah was the big wife. She was maltreating Hagar. Hagar was the least, but the angel of the Lord didn't go to speak to Sarah at this point in time. The message was meant for Hagar, the woman who felt unseen, the woman who felt unloved, the woman whose hope had been shattered, the woman who had challenges, the woman who had pain, the woman who was running away because pain is being meted to her, the woman whose society has tagged, she's a slave. Verse 7 again. The angel of the Lord found Hagar near the spring in the desert. It was the spring beside the road to shore. And he said, Hagar, slave of Sarai, where have you come from and where are you going? Today, God is asking a broken woman, a woman who is in so much pain, where have you come from and where are you going? A woman who is at the verge of giving up. Where have you come from and where are you going? A woman who is at the verge of giving up everything. Somebody is even thinking of, I don't even deserve to live. Where have you come from? Where are you going? A woman who has been disappointed, broken hearted, who has lost so much. Where have you come from? Where are you going? Some people are on their way to the valley of desperation. Some women are on their way to the valley of giving up. Somebody is on the way to the valley of, I can't hold it any longer. I'm giving up. Some woman listening to me now or who will be watching later is on her way to the valley of no return. That I can't do this anymore. I'm now going to give out my precious pearls to the swine because I've held it so deep and so dearly. And what has it brought to me? Where have you come from and where are you going? To that woman who feels like the road is blocked, to that woman whose home has become cancerous, to that woman who feels bitter, who feels angry, who feels so much pain in their heart. Where are you coming from and where are you going? This is a message to somebody right now, watching on TikTok, watching on Facebook, watching on YouTube. You feel unseen. You've gone through so much. But where have you come from? Where are you going? Where have you come from? Where are you going? This is the question the angel of the Lord asked asked Hagar, sorry. Hagar's response was this: I am running away from my mistress Sarai. I am running away from my mistress Sarai. Some ladies respond to this: I'm running away from my past. I'm tired. I'm tired of the pain. I'm tired of the hurt. I'm tired. Today is Mother's Day. I have nothing to show up for. I'm still single. I'm married. I have no child. I had a child. There is no more. I am tired. My child is dealing with a lot of issues. I am running away. I'm running away from the pain, from the depression, from the anxiety, from the worries, from the fears, from all those tasks that society has given me. I am running away from the issues that I can't deal with any longer. What are you running away from? Hagar was running away from Sarai. Sarai was her pain. Sarai was giving her uncomfortable treatment. Hagar was running away from Sarai. To the woman watching me today, what are you running away from? What is your worry? What is your pain? What is your hurt? What is your anxiety? What is that thing that is making you run away? Running away doesn't mean literally picking your bag and clothes and taking up to your feet and just going a different position or a different place. For some women, they are actually running away from their very self. They are running away from who they are. They are running away from their dreams. They are running away from their goals. They are running away from their ambitions. They are running away from the things they have held so dearly. They are running away from the people who hold them. They are running away because they can't stand it any longer. The treatment is hard. The pain is harsh. Society has not been fair to them. Family might have caused them pain. The people they trusted have let them experience pain they were not expecting. They are running away from the very people who told them, we care for you. What are you running away from? It's Mother's Day. Somebody's running away from social media because they can't bear seeing all the beautiful images of, oh, it's Mother's Day. It's Mother's Day. Somebody's going to mute her WhatsApp status because seeing all those people posting their mothers and knowing that they cannot post their own mother, they are muting. They don't want to see. They are saying that out of sight is out of mind. Today, if you tomorrow, Sunday, if you are a believer, most churches will be celebrating women. That lady says, I can't go to church tomorrow because I can't stand it. Others are rejoicing, but no, I am running away from the very reality of my presence. The fact that when 2026 began, I said by Mother's Day, I would have something to show up for, but there is still nothing. And it feels like there's going to be nothing for a long time. I can't stand this. Let them go and celebrate. Let me live my life. You are running away from the pain. You are running away from the fear. You are running away from the anxiety. You are running away from the societal discrimination. You are running away from people who are pointing fingers at you. It's possible that you might have made a mistake. Of course, you might have done things in the past you are not proud of, but your tag is your past. People refer to you based on your past. And because of that, this day you are running away. You don't want to be associated with that. You are not even looking at the beauty of the celebration, appreciating women all over the world. You are just concerned about how society sees you, even on such a great and a noble day. You are not alone. Verse 9 of the scripture we are reading, Genesis chapter 16. Then the angel of the Lord told her, go back to your mistress and submit to her. Then the angel of the Lord told her, go back to your mistress and submit to her. The angel said something more, but I want to focus on this part. The angel of the Lord knew the challenge, but he still gave Hagar an answer. He didn't say, okay, I will help you run away. It says, go back and submit, which means that part of the problem was the fact that Hagar was not submitting. You know, sometimes we want to put the whole burden of our problems on people who are not appreciating us enough. But if you are listening to me, of course there are things that you can't control. I have 100% understanding. There are things happening to you that you have no hand in it. But there are things that happens to people that they need to go back, sit down, and analyze, how did I contribute to this? What was my role in me being maltreated by Sarai? For Hagar's story, her role was that she needed to submit. For Hagar, she needed to submit. What about you? What about you watching me from TikTok? What about you watching me from Facebook? What about you watching me from YouTube? What is your role? Hagar needed to submit. Hagar was on her own, running her own course. She was she was excited to be pregnant for Abraham. Abraham was a very rich, wealthy man, but Hagar thought she had won a jackpot. And at that point in her life, she felt her mistress is not good enough, that I am the boss, I am the big woman. A guy needed to learn submission. For some ladies, maybe what you need to learn is to trust in God more. Maybe for a woman listening to me, what you need to learn is to be grateful, is gratitude. Maybe for somebody listening to me, watching me, maybe what you need to learn now is to go on your knees and pray the more. Maybe for some woman watching me now, what you need to learn is character change. Maybe because of the way you speak, because of the way you talk, maybe because of the way you do your things. People can't stand you, and you keep holding on to the fact that this is who I am. If you can't stand me, go. And because of that, everybody who enters your life leaves, because truth is they can't stand you. Maybe for a woman listening to me now, the angel of the Lord is telling you that it's time to learn a skill. It's time to learn a trade. It's time to be empowered. It's time to let go of this self-seated consciousness of yourself and focus on the race ahead of you. Maybe to a woman watching me now, it's time for you to add value to yourself. You've been at the threshold of what you are for a very long time. You finish your studies, your bachelor's, your diploma, whatever, and you've been hearing the voice. It's time to add value to yourself, and you feel like it's enough. And because of that, people get promotion at your workplace and they are not giving you promotion, and you feel unseen, but your value need to be upgraded. Maybe the angel of the Lord is telling someone, it is time you take care of your physical well-being. It's time that you make your health your priority. It's time that you just come out of your shell, not as a woman parading herself to the public, but a woman who really knows who she is worth. Maybe it's time that you leave that toxic relationship. Maybe it's time that you leave that toxic friendship. Maybe it's time that you add value to yourself. The angel of the Lord told her, go back to your mistress and submit to her. Maybe it's time you add submission to your lifestyle. Maybe it's time you stop the rat race and allow God to take charge. Maybe it's time you focus on who you are, not what others are saying about you. Maybe it's time that you allow grace to be seen in your life. Maybe it's time that the focus is not about me, myself, and I. Maybe it's time that you ask yourself, what is my worth in society? Go back to your mistress Sarai, the angel of the Lord told her, and submit to her. Then the angel of the Lord said to her again in verse 10, I will increase your descendants so much that they will be too numerous to count. You see, the promise of blessing came to Hagar, beginning with the assurance that she will go back and submit. Hagar had a blessing upon her life, but she needed to do something. What she needed to do was to submit. Her role in her deliverance, her role in her restoration was to go back and submit. He said, your descendants will be too great, too numerous to count. Sarai, what Sarai was hating on Hagar, but Hagar was carrying a destiny. The angel of the Lord also said to her, verse 11, you are now pregnant, and you will give birth to a son. You shall name him Ishmael, for the Lord has heard your misery. Hagar was carrying a destiny child. Hagar was holding on to a child who is a gift from God. Hagar was carrying a child who had an assignment, but she needed to learn to submit. She needed to learn to, to give Sarah, her mistress, the needed honor and respect. A woman listening to me today is carrying societal breakthrough. You are the career of the next president of a very prominent country. You could be the career of good things. The next business conglomerate is coming out from you. The next idea to change the world is coming out from you. But there is something you need to do. There is a role for you to play. Go back and work on yourself. You feel unseen now, but there is a visibility light on you. You need to work on yourself. Now, I will jump out to the verse 13 of Genesis chapter 16, which actually happens to be the focus of today's podcast. So after the angel of the Lord had given Hagar all these promises, there are more promises from up to verse 12. Verse 13 says, she gave this name to the Lord who spoke to her. She gave this name to the Lord who spoke to her. You are the God who sees me. You are the God who sees me. For she said, I have now seen the one who sees me. For you are the God who sees me. I have now seen the one who sees me. The Lord who sees is the Hebrew word Elroy. Elroy means the Lord who sees. Hagar says, for the Lord has seen her. The Lord saw her affliction and he came through for her. When the Lord saw Hagar, he did not just give her promises and assurance, he also gave her a reason to go back and to submit. On this woman's Mother's Day, if you feel unseen, if you feel unloved, if you feel unnoticed, if your labor feels uncelebrated, if you think or you know you've cried a lot and you feel exhausted, this is the assurance I have for you. I might not see you, but God sees you. God sees you. God is seeing you right now in that room, in that house, on that hospital bed while you are watching your YouTube, watching TikTok, watching Facebook, and listening to me now. I might not see you as you are doing this action, but God sees you. God sees you. To the woman who feels rejected, abandoned, emotionally drained, overwhelmed, alone, tired, it's as if you are in your wilderness like Hagar. It's as if there is nothing happened to you. Remember, Hagar was in the wilderness, yet the angel of the Lord met her. To everyone who is in the wilderness season, to every woman, God sees you. God will meet you there. And that changes everything. That changes the story. That changes your reality. That changes your perspective. That changes how things happen in your life. That changes the trajectory of your life. That changes everything. To the woman who is currently listening to me and feels like, Mary, you know what? This relationship thing, I've been in it several times. This marriage thing is not working. He sees you. He sees you. To that exhausted mother, you are working so hard, but it feels like your labor is invisible. You have emotional exhaustion. You have this mental load. It's like you are carrying the whole world. You are constantly giving. No one is giving you. And you even feel unappreciated because it feels like you are working, cleaning. You are so exhausted. To that woman who is carrying the whole household emotionally, and you are smiling publicly, people don't know that emotionally you are exhausted. You are seen. God sees you. To that single mother, for your strength, for the time that you feel lonely, for the financial pressure that sometimes you go through because you are on your own, for the parenting you have to do without support, for the emotional isolation. You see, God doesn't measure our worth based on who stands by you or who leaves you. I want you to know that you are seen. And as the message was given to Hagar, if there is anything you need to work on your future relationships, go back to the drawing board so that this mistake doesn't happen again. Or if it wasn't anything that happened by your choice, you are still seen. And on this Mother's Day Eve, I want to let you know that you are loved. And to the woman struggling with infertility, I know you are going through silent grief. I know there is even pain at church because some woman just asked you, it's been 3 years you got married. What are you waiting for? Give us a child. For the difficulty you are going to face this Mother's Day, that everybody seems to be a mother who is being appreciated, but you are going through your own sort of pain. You are going through your own pain to the moments that it feels like you have prayed and they have not been answered. You feel like, God, where are my own answers coming from? For the seasons of comparisons that family members have told you, you got married the same month with so and so, and they now have their fifth child. What are you doing? I know there are some women who are entering Mother's Day, walking into it, carrying the invisible grief that nobody around them see, but Elroy sees you. God sees you. He sees your silent pain. He sees the pain you go through. He sees the difficulty you have. And I know that He sees your pain. If you are watching us, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, I ask that you share this live to somebody who needs this encouragement today. I ask that you share it to a friend, a loved one, to that woman who has gone through all kind of pain because it feels like nothing is happening. You are seen. Elroy sees you. And to the grieving mom, to the mother who has lost a child, to the mother who has lost children, you are seeing. You are holding your pictures of that image you had, and you think no one sees you. Elroy sees you. He's seeing you right now. And just to let you know, a grieving mother is still a mother. He sees your pain and he has come through. As you are listening to me, I pray that whatever be the desire of your heart, a Roy who sees you will come through for you. To the spiritual mothers, the women who are mentoring others, the women who are on their feet praying for others, the women who are on their knees praying for their biological children and even the children they are mentoring, to the woman who is a disciple maker, to the woman who is encouraging someone, to the Sunday school teacher who is teaching that child the way of the Lord, to the woman nurturing others spiritually, to the aunties, to the mentors, to the women in ministry, to the women who mother communities. God sees you. It might feel like you're on your own doing all this, but on today's special episode, we want you to know God sees you. God sees what you are doing, and He's coming through. For some of you, today is actually the day He has come through for you. He sees you, He hears your pain, He understands the situation, and He knows that you are pouring yourself into others. He will definitely pour Himself onto you. There were two women in the Bible, in the book of Exodus. They were midwives. They were called Shiphrah and Puah. They were Hebrew midwives. And Pharaoh decreed that these midwives should kill the Hebrew boys when they deliver and they are boys. They should kill them. These women stood for truth and they decided not to do that. Of course, it meant them jeopardizing their own lives because they could have been hurt by the Pharaoh. They could have even been killed. But they said, we will stand in for the truth. Bible says that because they stood in for the truth, they themselves received homes of their own. Those who pour themselves into others, God Himself pour Himself onto you. To that spiritual mentor, to the Sunday school teacher, to the auntie, to the woman in ministry who is giving her best, to the women's ministry leader who is exhausted on this Mother's Day. God sees you. You know, I've spoken a lot about Hagar. Hagar was rejected by Sarah, but he was seen by God. If you are in your wilderness season right now, God can see you and God sees you even right there. Don't give up. Don't give up on yourself. In the Bible, it wasn't just Hagar, there were other examples of women who were in their wilderness season. Hannah was a woman who had no child. She felt ridiculed. She felt unseen, but God saw her in her silent pain. So when she went to the house of God in Shiloh to pray, God heard her unspoken tears. Bible says she was talking, her mouth was moving, that no word could be heard. Even the man of God mistook her for a drunkard and said, "Ah, woman, why are you drunk this early morning?" She said, "I'm not drunk. I'm a woman who is pouring out her heart to the Lord." And God saw her. God saw her because when she came back from that place, after that prayer moment, after that prayer retreat, Bible says that Elkanah knew her wife, like, and as a result, she had a baby. It wasn't just Samuel who was the child of Hannah. Hannah had 6 children overall. When God saw her, her pain became her fame. Penina, her rival, had other children. We don't even know the names of those children. We don't know what happened to them. We didn't know what they did. Whether they were significant people or insignificant people, no one knew. But for Hannah, the child Samuel that she dedicated to the Lord became one of the greatest prophets and seers in the land of Israel. Samuel was the prophet who anointed the first king of Israel. He was the prophet who anointed David as king of Israel. You see, God saw Hannah's silent prayer. He didn't just give her a child, He gave her His own servant. He gave her a generational ambassador. There was another woman in the Bible, we call her the widow of Zarephath. She was a woman who lived through a season of famine, and you would have thought that she would have died together with her son, as she confessed. But guess what? She didn't. When she shared her last meal with the servant of God, God saw her throughout the whole moment of the famine. I don't know if there is any woman watching today's podcast in their season of famine. May God come through for you. May He see you through. May He give you that bread that doesn't end, that doesn't last, that provision that will see you through. There was another woman who was the wife of, of, of a prophet. The husband died, he was in debt, and her debtors were coming for her, her two sons, to go and pay the debt. So the sons were going to become slaves to her debtors. When she met the servant of God, her little oil was multiplied enough to pay all her debtors and to have seed money to start her own ministry. If you believe God has not seen you, God saw that woman and He came through for us. He came through for that woman, He will come through for you. Even the mother of Jesus, you might think, oh, blessed is Mary. But she went through a lot. When the angel of God came to her and said, you are favored, you thought this favor will come with blooms and roses. No, this is a young lady, a virgin who lived during a period where getting pregnant outside of marriage is a societal stigma. She could have even been stoned to death. So she had her own responsibility to carry. He said, do unto me according to your word, according to your message. She carried the seed of the Son of God, but she was in trouble. But God saw her. She had a glorious calling, but it came with a heavy consequence. Thank God that God came through and Joseph accepted the responsibility of that child. How her life would have been messed up because she accepted the will of God to carry the child of God. There are some seasons in our lives that we are used to carrying others so much that we actually forget about ourselves. But today, I want to remind somebody that if you go through exhaustion, if you are fighting so hard to balance family, work, and ministry, if you are going through emotional overhaul, you feel stressed. I hope that today's podcast has been a blessing for you. Maybe people are seeing your outputs. They are not seeing the sacrifices you are giving with your life. You know, I also want to give an advice to a woman going through a lot. Taking a rest is not a sign of weakness. Asking for help is not a sign of failure. When you feel you are in your hidden season, it's not a wasted season. God sees the tears when no one else notices. This is something I want you to hold on to. I want you to have this truth. I want you to keep this reality that you are not on your own. That you are not on your own. You are not on your own. You are not living on your own. You are not alone. That nobody sees me. Nobody cares for me. Nobody is helping me. Who will come through for me? Where are my church people? Where are the people who claim they care for me? I'm on my own. Don't say that. Your hidden season doesn't mean you're on your own. God sees you. Elroy sees you. And He has commissioned your destiny helpers. For some of you, this Mother's Day will be the moment you meet your destiny helpers. But even if they don't come this Mother's Day, don't give up on yourself. Keep working on yourself. Rest when you are tired. Don't be the one who is just giving and giving and giving and giving, and you yourself, you are not taking any moment to rest. I want you to read this verses to encourage somebody. I want to read some few Bible verses. I hope it encourages you that you are not alone, that there is help coming for you. In Isaiah chapter 40, verse 11, he says, He tends his flock like a shepherd. He gathers the lambs in his arms. He carries them close to his heart. He gently leads those that have young. God is a shepherd. Psalm 23 says, The Lord is my shepherd. He is our shepherd. And I hope that today, as you listen to this podcast, you feel that shepherding arm of the Lord around you. As you are watching me right now, you feel this arm of a shepherd. He says, Walk here, pass here. He will lead you to a good land. In Matthew chapter 11, verse 28, this is the word of Jesus. Jesus says, Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, I will give you rest. There is rest for a woman who feels unseen. There is rest for a woman who is tired. There is rest for somebody listening to me. There is rest for that woman who feels like the whole world has turned their back towards you. There is rest for you. And Galatians chapter 6, verse 9 says, Let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. You are working so hard and you are becoming weary. Do not become weary. He said, At the proper time, at the proper time, at the proper time, your, your season of being seen is coming. Your season of being seen is coming. I don't want you to um, feel like I'm lost. And before we have a special Mother's Day song. For those watching on TikTok, this song has already been uploaded on our channel. For those watching us on YouTube and Facebook, you get the opportunity to hear this song. But I just want to tell somebody, if nobody had told you recently, thank you. Mom, thank you. Sister, thank you. That cousin who is taking care of the family members, thank you. To the woman who is single-handedly taking care of those children or that child, thank you. To the woman struggling with infertility and still showing up as though nothing is happening, thank you. You are so much loved. To the grieving mother, thank you. Your labor is not in vain. To the spiritual mother, thank you for pouring yourself up into others. Your labor is not in vain. Thank you to every mother who has carried, nurtured. Thank you to every woman who has prayed, who has loved, who has sacrificed. Thank you to that woman who shows up. And do not forget this. Even if the world doesn't see what you do now, heaven sees what earth sometimes overlook. I want to spend some time to pray for you. Dear God, I pray for that tired woman who feel drained, who feel that they can't go on any longer. I pray for that grieving woman whose child has been taken by the evil clutches of death. I pray for that woman who has been waiting for years. I pray for that woman serving quietly. I pray for that woman who feels emotionally abandoned. I pray for mothers nurturing children even at most difficult and straining moments of their lives. I pray for spiritual mothers. I pray for women in places where being a woman itself is even difficult. I pray for all those struggling in their state as women just to hold on. I pray for strength for those who are tired and weak and weary. I pray for healing for those who need healing in their body. I pray for peace for those who are struggling with the pressures of life. I pray for restoration for those going through so much and trusting you to be restored. I pray for joy for those whose joy have been tampered. I pray for divine remembrance. Remember that woman who has waited for a very long time. I pray that this Mother's Day will not be a season of lament, but this Mother's Day will be a season where a woman who feels unseen will come out and scream, Elroy, to the Lord who sees me. Thank you. Thank you, God, for answered prayers. And we pray that everybody listening to us, male, female, from all over the world, they are blessed. And I pray for all our listeners. I commit their week into your hands. May you go ahead of them. May you guide their path and guide their ways. This week, I pray that the light of God will shine upon that male, that female, that woman, that boss, that associate. I pray that this week, as we celebrate mothers, to that child that feel lonely because their mothers are no more, you will be the mother to the motherless to them. I pray to that widower who lost a wife, that they are all alone on this Mother's Day. They are acting as a father and a mother. God, I pray that you bring them peace in their hearts. You let them experience the comfort of God. I pray for that woman who has lost that child, that this Mother's Day, this week, everybody will experience your love. In Jesus' name, amen. Thank you all for joining us once again. This podcast had been a special episode. We don't always have episodes, it's always a conversation. Today's a special episode to celebrate women who feel unseen. If you are watching us from TikTok, we are happy you join us. If you are watching us from YouTube, we are going to play our special Mother's Day song, and after that, we will come back.
She wakes before the morning light, whispers prayers into the quiet, carrying burdens no one sees. Still she bends on her knees. Through every tear she hides so well, through every story she won't tell, God sees the love she pours each day, in every word she chooses to say. She may not wear a crown of gold, but heaven knows her worth untold. A mother's love is a garden of grace, where hearts and nurtured lives find their place. Through every season she stands so strong, with faith as her anchor all along. She builds with love, she leads with light, she fights her battles on her knees at night. Oh, blessed is the one who gives a mother's love the way she lives. She teaches more than words can say, by how she lives from day to day, in gentle strength and quiet might. She shapes the future, holds it tight. Through every fall she lifts again, Through every storm she won't give in. Her love reflects the Father's heart, a living gospel set apart. She may feel unseen at times, but heaven writes her name in lines. A mother's love is a garden of grace, where hearts and nurture lives find their place. Through every season she stands so strong, her faith is her anchor all along. She builds with love, she leads with light, she fights her battles on her knees at night. Oh, blessed is the one who gives a mother's love, the way she lives. Her hands may be tired, but her spirit is strong. God walks beside her, she's never alone. Every seed she has planted, every prayer she has sown, will rise as a harvest. She one day will hold. A mother's love is a garden of grace, God's own reflection in her embrace. In every season she still believes, she sings the Lord for what she can't see. She builds with love, she leads with light, covered in prayer, guided by Christ. So blessed is the one who gives a mother's love, the way she lives. So today we rise and say, thank you for your endless grace. A mother's love is heaven on display.
Indeed, a mother's love is heaven on display. To the woman who feels unseen, today's podcast has been dedicated to you. I hope that this blesses you. Once again, my name is Mary and I co host this podcast with Michael. Today, he didn't join because he has an academic assignment, but I hope you enjoyed this special episode. And I really do appreciate you taking time to join us from Facebook, from TikTok, and from YouTube. Enjoy the rest of the day. And for those joining us from Facebook and uh, YouTube, after our theme song, it is Mary saying goodbye to you. For those watching us from TikTok, I say bye. Thank you so much for joining me and showing up in your numbers. I'm so much impressed with attendance on TikTok today. God bless you all. Happy Mother's Day to every woman, to all the women, to every woman. We won't say to the mother, no, to every woman. You are so much loved. Happy Mother's Day.
When the rush of life feels louder than our vows, and weeds of worry try to take the ground, you, Lord, teach our hearts to slow, to tend, not tear, to speak with gentle truth and listen in repair. When storms roll in and nights run long, we're rooted in your faithful love, still strong. Plant the seed, tend the soil, let the Spirit be the rain. In the beautiful marriage garden you are mending every pain. With a cord of three unbroken we will stand and sing. Love grows wild and holy in the shelter of the King. For the single heart that's learning how to wait for the bride and groom with calendars and fate. For the decades deep who water vows with grace. Were seasons ever wasted in your cultivated place? Just tools to heal, to reconcile and forgive, to guard our words with wisdom and choose peace is how we live. Plant the seed, tend the soil, let the Spirit be the rain. In the beautiful marriage garden you are mending every pain. With a cord of three unbroken we will stand and sing. Love grows wild and holy in the shelter of the King. We'll prune our pride, lift truth to life, and pray through every night. We'll learn to fight for us, not me, and keep our hearts contrite. Speak life, listen slow, let your word be where we go. Unity with purpose, hand in hand we grow. Plant the seed, tend the soil, Spirit be our rain. Make our covenant a mirror of your kindness once again. With a cord of three unbroken, we belong to you. Beautiful marriage garden, blossoming in truth. Let it grow, in your love we bloom again.